Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. There we are. Happy Tuesday evening, everyone. Hello, Dragon. Welcome. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. We're almost halfway there. Almost halfway through the week. Excuse me for just a moment while I get everything set up on my end, as always. Be nice if you could just have everything just work automatically, but it does not always work that way. We're gonna go ahead and set everything up here. Okay, let's kill this. Bring this over. Right on top of it like that, and there we go. Lipo and Lils, hello, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you're all here. We may be finishing Final Fantasy IX tonight. At least there's a distinct possibility. There's a distinct possibility that we actually clear the game tonight. Very excited for this. Let's go over here. I've really been digging going back to my like full screen layout instead of the banner that I've been using. I kind of prefer this setup these days. All right. Up. It does work very well. I think it works well in general. I think it's better this way. The banner, I think it's useful for some games. I'm not really sure. Like I see people using them. Wow, the glorious graphics. Okay. I don't actually remember where our goal was, where we actually headed. I don't actually remember. Does anybody remember where they told us to go next? Leaf a tree, thank you, Leaf a tree, thank you, Flipo, thank you, thank you. The Leaf a tree was over here. Thank you for the reminder. I was trying to remember just before we went live. I was like, we have to go back somewhere, but I couldn't remember. Part of me was thinking like, oh, I think it was the like the temple in the Snow Island where like you could look out and see the Shining Island, but then I was like, no, I don't think that's right. And yeah, I could not for the life of me remember where we needed to go. Right, so this is the island with the Aoife tree on it, right? Can I actually get up on it, or am I gonna have to go find a forest and fly over? Eh, screw it. We'll just find a forest and fly over. I know Dragon does not like it when we fly in this game, and I don't really much like it either. Oh god. Oh no, that's Medane, sorry. Sorry. Where's the Aoife tree? It's over here. I know, I don't much like it. Oh, look at that! Oh, that's pretty. Look at that, they conveniently left a little forest plot over here for us. Alright, in we go. I can, oh, never mind, I have to be above. You need to fly into the death ball. Well, you didn't know where you needed to go, you did now. Apparently I have to fly into it. I did not expect this, but that's fine. Here we go. Will let me fly in as with my chocobo, or is it gonna like... Is it gonna like force me to be in the... I have to go get my airship. Game, why you gotta be like this? Why you gotta do me like that? Stupid janky airship. I mean, it is the prettier airship now. Why you gotta do me like that? Oh, the whole world map has the new song. It's not just the area around the Aoife tree. The whole world map now has the new gotta do that. It's so fast. Alright, here we go. The controls haven't changed at all, not even kind of. Alright, here we go. Oh, damn. You thought one dragon was a problem? Mass Effect Reaper situation. Oh. All the things coming through. Oh, it's a whole fleet. Is this the Lindblom Air Fleet? Is Sid sent the boys? Send in the Marines. Yeah, the mist is back, yeah. It is! All ships, clear a path for the Invincible. Can't let you guys steal the show all by yourselves! Uncle Sid. What? How did you know to show up here? Probably because of Baku. He loves big showdowns. Now, let's lose those dragons. Hell yeah! Bring the fleet! Oh! No way! Is that the Red Rose? Yes, it is! General Beatrix, ship's going to burst. Do not fret, your captain is about to enter Valhalla. Oh, what a badass line! What a badass line! You're a Pluto Knight, now act like one. I all know you came along because you were worried sick about Captain Steiner. What a badass line! Your captain is entering Valhalla. Did you say something? Red Rose? Could it be Beatrix? Quite a woman you fell in love with. You'll want to talk. Wait a minute, Steiner. What did you mean by that? All right, let's bust through. Oh, the writing got real good. A lot of payoffs, a lot of character payoffs heading into the last little bit here. Whoa. Yeah, so many big pay. Oh, hello. Battle music. Hello. Look at the schnoz on this thing. Okay, I don't actually know. Okay, ouchie. I don't know. Let's go Bahamut on the Nova Dragon. Grand Armor is an okay. I don't even care about stealing at this point in the game. Where is Flare on Castellan? Zidane has Reflect on him. At this point, I just want to... Okay, 3,900 off of Bahamut. I remember I put Amaranth in my party because I wanted to level him up, and then I never did that. Oh well. Several auto potion triggers. Flare should bounce off of Zidane and blast the dragon. Yep, for 9,999. Good hit. Nice, strong hit. Get the Kiraga to go off. It's an adorable death machine. I'm gonna go Flare on Zidane, please. Aerial Slash. Dagger's gonna decide what to do next, which is probably not gonna be much. We might do like... do like a Cura on yourself. I did turn on Reflect Null, right? I'm like... once bitten, twice shy about this. I'm pretty sure I still have Reflect Null turned on. on, bring it down. Don't reflect that. Okay, thank God. I'm still salty about the fact that I, like, lost a significant amount of time in the last boss rush to that stupidity. Vivi's just getting healed from all kinds of stuff. I must have put some really good armor on him. Flare is such a badass spell. Almost the end of the game, you can mass target with spells by pressing one of the bumpers. I did know that you could mass target, but I wasn't sure how to do it. Thank you for letting me know that it's the triggers. Or bumpers. Bye-bye, dragon! Rip. Yeah, I did know that there was mass targeting. Yes, bye-bye. End of the game is the best spot for a tutorial. Yeah! Love learning things at the very end of an RPG. You sure this will work, Quina? It's no problem. I warp in from outside before. Guess this is the only exit anyway. We find some magic field outside when we come back. I warp in when I step into magic field outside. Alright, I guess there's no use worrying. Oh, there's a chest in there. I guess I never really walked around in the ship. Hope you're already going to be hit with a lot of high concept stuff. Oh, so there is more, like, big plot stuff, huh? Alright. What is this place? What's wrong, Zidane? Did someone just call my name? No. That's weird. Maybe you're just hearing things. I don't think so. You hear that? Well, I hear nothing. Zidane, can you hear me? Is it Kuja? Oh, it's Garland. Garland! I'm speaking only to you. Garland, what is this place? Memoria. A place of memories. Memories? Yes, your memories brought forth this place. Here, you shall witness the entire truth. You have no choice. Now go. What are you talking about? Damn. Zidane, what's going on? You all heard me talking, right? It looks like I was the only one who heard him. I was talking to Garland. He told me that our memories created this place. I think he said your memories created this place. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I guess we'll just move forward. Alright, do I still want Amaranth in this party? Probably not. Yeah, I think that's the better party. Oh, hey! It's like Tetris! Oh. Is bubbly. It's like a soda fountain. Super hug the wall to the right of the save point to find a surprise. Okay. We're gonna tent up. Because I noticed that it didn't update my or it didn't restore my HP MP after the boss fight. Oh, hello. Okay, to the right of the save point. Super duper hug the wall. Hey, why is that just on the ground so easily missable? Why is that just sitting there? So easily missable. What a dumb way to find an ultimate weapon. Is this what I think it is? I think that's what I think it is. A lot of weapons here like that. I'll guide you as we go. Okay. Thank you, Flippo. I've decided that I'm okay with like mechanical backseating, right? As long as you're not like trying to like expose too much of the one of the pendulums that tracks the rotation of the planet. Oh, what do they call those? Ooh, this is an archetypical enemy. We've seen. Yeah, this is the Iron Man. Ow! Ya dick! I forget the name of those things. They have a name. What do I actually want to do to this guy? Let's say Thundaga. Let's bounce Thundaga off of Zidane. Yeah, there is a name for those devices. The free swinging pendulums that like as the world turns under it, as the world rotates under it, like it seems to change its orientation. I hate this guy. I need you to stop doing that. This guy's got a buttload of health. There we go. Down he goes. Targeting the healer. This guy's got MMO strats. Somehow Vivi is like the lowest level in the party, despite being like the downright strongest character in the game right now. Physician, heal thyself. Oh, it's Vishnu. Hello, Vishnu. We meet again. Do we meet again? I am one of the Chaos Guardians. Kneel before my power. What? What does that mean? Should I be afraid? I feel like I should be afraid. Malyrus. Oh, it was one of the the Shrine Guardians. All right. Well, let's put up Mighty Guard on everyone. Ow. Ouchie. Oof, ow, my bones. Time she said she was a guardian for Kuja. Makes sense she might not recognize her as a Chaos Guardian. Malyrus. Ooh, I'm glad I'm going all out on this fight because, oh, she's doing the same trick! Dude! Dude, she's using my strats. She's not allowed to do that. Only I'm allowed to do the reflect bouncing thing. Excuse me. Whose man's is this? You don't have body temp up, do you? You're dead. You're dead as a motherfucker. Miss, thank God. Return magic. That's certainly not going to work, but it would be so funny if it did. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Yeah, you're guarded against it. That would be so funny if that's what ended this fight. Wow! She's got so many hit points. Come on, be dead. How are you not dead? Oof, ouch, my bones. I'm just gonna keep freaking doing this. I mean, it's easily the strongest attack I have access to. You are not allowed to do that. That is bull. That is not fair. I don't actually know what I want you to do. I think we're just gonna level 1 cure Zidane because he's got a ton of health and he'll be able to survive. Lived? He lived. Good. So is this just like a random mini boss encounter? Did it trigger because... Oh, it's over. Is she gonna come back? Or is this fight it? Is it like... She's dead. That's sad. That's sad. Garnet gets none of the rewards for this fight. Oh, I received an achievement. Putting out the fire. No, one more. Time to spend all these items I've been hoarding through the whole game. Am I gonna fight the other 3 of them as well? Is that gonna... Is that just like the gimmick here is that there's like a bunch of mini bosses roaming around? Isn't this Alexandria? What is Alexandria Castle doing here? It's like, well, it's our memories, right? So we're gonna watch it be destroyed. It's like, what's the word I want? It's like a Mega Man boss rush level. What you talking about? I not see anything. Of course you can't see anything. You weren't there with us at the time, so it's not one of your memories. This pedestal has another treat. Good to know. His bid to defy me. Kuja tried to acquire Alexander. An instant 10 years ago started everything. That's the attack on Madain Sari, right? 10 years ago? Oh. Angel Flute. There's our super flute. Good to know. So they're just littering super weapons everywhere. storm. Game wants you to be as prepared as possible. Yeah, I suppose. Hey, what are you doing? You shouldn't go anywhere. There's a storm. Watch out. You're going to get washed away. Tanker, I just saw a little girl on a ship and... Huh? I guess it was my imagination. Yeah, it had to be. What I just saw definitely isn't one of my memories. What's going on? That was my memory. Why was Zidane able to see it? It's Zidane. Yeah, what's up? You didn't imagine anything. Wait, you saw it too? Wait, that means that little girl was you. But why was I able to see something from your memory? I don't know. Garland, what's going on? Garland, can you hear me? Oh. I feared Gaia's Eidolons more than anything. However, I decided to deal with them before they became a major problem. Gaia's Eidolons. Is that something specific to this world, or does all worlds have their own Eidolons? What is that thing? Eye. It's the same eye I saw on the night of the storm at sea. Zidane, can you hear me? Zidane, what you just saw was from your memory and not Garnet's. I don't remember ever being in a storm at sea. You still don't understand. You will find out soon enough. What do you mean? Can other people's memories become part of my own? Garland! Once you accept everything, the answer will appear before you. A tremendous force was summoned to Gaia during the Age of War. However, the Gaians were not ready to harness so great a power. They were terrified and broke the jewel into 4 pieces, and they prayed never to see it again. Claws! Just keep throwing super weapons at me. I don't think I've ever played a Final Fantasy game that just so openly threw its ultimate weapons at the characters like this. So you have defeated Malorus. Or Tiamat. Oh, it's Tiamat! Hello, Tiamat! Absorb magic. Maybe? I don't know what that did. Not white magic. Summon. While steals your stats and powers up, but the longer the fight goes, the harder it gets. Alright, well, we're gonna try and clear him as fast as possible, then. Silent Claw. Oh! You have been silenced! That's, actually a problem. Well, not a huge problem, though. There's my echo screens. Hit the damn thing. Question mark. How hard does your frog drop spell hit for right now? Float. He's guarded against floating. Okay, he wasted a turn. I'm okay with that. The boss can go ahead and waste turns. I'm okay with that. I'm apparently missing a spell. There's a spot at the very bottom of Vivi's spell list that is currently unoccupied. 3,300. All right, that's pretty consistent. I want you to Well, HP's actually looking pretty good right now. Is there anything I really want to do here? Probably not. I think you're just gonna summon. Summon, I don't know. Let's summon Bahamut again. You have half NP. You have the ability half NP active, so. You might get the explanation of the questions you're asking before about why Zidane was involved in the story from the beginning. Followed by a don't worry about it. Well, excuse me, I'm gonna worry about it. Oh, the don't worry about it is probably, was that to answer my question about the missing spell? Is that gonna come from the ultimate rod, which we don't have yet? For a split second, I thought you were responding to Dragon's statement, but then I realized you're probably not. I don't know, Bahamut again? I've got infinite number of, Alright, we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. That's 2 down. So we now need to get the Earth Guardian and the Water Guardian? The lovely oddness of message, yeah. And unfortunately, as a streamer, my brain goes in a couple of different directions at once. We're actually going to go ahead and use some ethers. Make sure everyone's ready for more fighting up ahead. Also, what was everyone's health pool at? Okay. Keep moving. I have a confusion. Bum, 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 bum. This is regular combat music, not boss music. So this is just gonna be a regular fight? Yeah, oh, and I'm behind it. Okay, well, that's nice. Preemptive strike. Nice, easy fight. Yeah, I guess there are just random spots where you can just play Tetramaster against nothing? Hey, we mastered Flare. By the way, is there any, like, last-minute equipment updates that I should be looking for? I think I pretty much equipped the strongest stuff that I could, but there might, just in case. I'm gonna go through the list. Memories of games you played in the past. Memories of Molding's past. I'm like learning boost, I'm not even using it. I really should put boost on you. I don't think there's anything that I really need to be worried about here. Oh, you're wearing the ribbon. No wonder you're protected against everything. I put the ribbon on you. You are... I really, honest to God, think the stats from the dark matter are the best for you. Okay. Never mind. Let's check abilities. Turn on auto potion. I've got jelly on for some reason. If I turn jelly off, I can turn on absorb MP. That wouldn't be terrible. If I turn off counter, I could turn on half MP. But really, we're not really running out of mana. Although, we might in, like, long, stretched out fights. I could definitely turn off Millionaire, probably. If I turn off Millionaire... turn on, like... Auto float is kind of a meme. Oh yeah, I don't even know why I have it on. Thank you for like reminding me. We're gonna turn on auto life. I don't even know why I turned on auto float. I think I turned on auto float because of the Earth Guardian fight, and I just never turned it off. That's good enough. Luck 2, MP 20%, return magic. If I turn off auto potion, I have 5 points. I literally just think I just never turned it off. If I turn off auto potion, I'll have 5 points. Is there anything I really want to put it into? I mean, he almost got frickin' heated, so I could turn on body temp, but I don't think I'm gonna actually run into that many uses for that. Yeah, loudmouth, clear-headed. Well, I mean, anything that stops Vivi from losing a turn, I guess. So something like clear-headed would be big. Because at least with something like... Yeah... I like, because with loudmouth, the worst case scenario is that, like, we lose one of Vivi's turns. Or we lose one of somebody else's turns and we leave Vivi's ATB gauge full. As soon as he gets hit with confusion, his ATB gauge resets. And whatever he had going on is lost. The worst thing with silence is that he loses it after we've given him a cast command. He gets silence after we give him a cast command. He spends the MP and does nothing. That's the worst case scenario. With this, he actually loses his ATB gauge. We can't control him at all. We have to lose somebody else's turn anyway to heal him, and he loses his own multiple ATB gauges in the meantime. So I think clear-headed's better. Healer, reflect null, half MP, auto potion. I could turn off auto potion, turn on Odin's sword. Auto potion, turn on Odin's sword. How many orbs am I carrying around currently? Should be 0, right? Let's arrange these. How many ores am I carrying around? None. Okay, good. What is this? What is this MC Escher shit? Two moons colliding. They look more like planets. Why does this look so familiar? This is a picture of Gaia being assimilated by Terra. 5,000 years ago, Terra, already an old planet, sought to assimilate Gaia. Terra needed to merge with a younger planet to survive. However, there was already life on Gaia, and so the story began. Yeah, I saw this in Olivert. Life on Terra was coming to an end. We had no choice but to proceed with the fusion, which tragically destroyed Terra's native civilizations. Terra was too old to assimilate everything. Thus, I created the Ether Tree to regulate the flow of souls back to Terra. Okay. MC Escher looking shit. I don't even know how to control. I don't even know how to run on that. Oh, hello. Save point. Save point. Oh, through the waterfall. How nice. Very pretty. Oh, we swimming. Wir schwimmt. Wow, we in ocean now. Fish everywhere. Yum, yum. What are you doing? Swimming after fish. Zidane, you help catch fish too. What this? Hard to breathe now. Can't breathe. It's because you think you're inside an ocean. I can breathe just fine. We're not in ocean? Are they gonna like fall? Fall right to the ground? Hell yeah. Very slapstick. You're right. I breathe okay now. Oh, the fish vanished too. You just gotta not believe in it. Fish all gone. Nice sad. Aw. This room is a oh, this is the room with the spooky surprise. Oh. That's it. Where are you hidden? Hades, where you at? There you are. Yeah. We're gonna leave. Not gonna fight. Not gonna fight Hades. We might come back to this game at some point in the future to do super boss fights, but it will not be this day. Gaia used to be just one big ocean. How do you know? I don't know. For some reason, it's in my memory. I wasn't even born at the time. It doesn't make any sense. And I was born on Terra, not Gaia. How could it be in my memory? It's in my memory, too. Gaia used to be covered with water. Is this like genetic memory stuff? Are we getting into like Assassin's Creed territory with genetic memory stuff? I'm getting a similar feeling as well. Maybe that means all existence can be traced back to a single source. Getting into genetic memory stuff here. Oh, here's the third of the mini bosses. It's Ursula. I don't want you to go first. Well, I guess I do want you to go first. We're gonna cast Odin. Oh, you're split up into 3. The concept isn't far off, just the execution. How'd I miss it? Waterga. Oh, you cast on yourself? Are you healing yourself? You are healing yourself, you piece of shit. Oh, I can't really... Let's see how much damage this does. Oh, freeze. Oh, we might be in trouble here. Yeah, we're in trouble here. Does the remedy cure freeze? Do I need something like Panacea? No, it removes venom and poison. I don't actually know if this is going to do what I want it to do. I need to turn on body temp. If I don't, well, if I lose this, which it might happen at this point. Still better to just nuke her down, huh? What do I have that does damage to lots of things? Wind damage, earth damage, probably Twister, right? Okay, Remedy did do what I wanted it to. Oh, no, it missed, but he was already done. Okay. I think I understand what happened there. Water gun. We playing Pokemon now. This trance is going to be very nice. This isn't Pokemon? Are you telling me I didn't tune into a Pokemon stream? Oh, this was Twitch Plays Pokemon. Execute execution.exe. No! Dagger, no! By the way, that Twister effect did a lot of damage. We're gonna definitely cast that again. Oh, see, that's the thing. I can't target it if it's being reflected, so it's gonna hit like the tentacles and shit. Oh, they wiggle. Oh, no, one of them's dead. Okay, so it did kill it off. Grand lethal. Grand lethal absolutely sounds like it would be a wrestler name. There's the other tentacle dead. He's probably dead here. Or at least sometime during this round. Leggy. Don't you like my legs? He's like a VTuber for real, for real. Look at my legs. He doesn't skip like that. Leggy. Whoa, crit! Ouch! Ah! Why did you just attack like twice in a row? Who told you could do that? How's this bitch not dead? Miss, get missed. It's a good thing I got White Wind coming, because my god. I didn't think Vivi was going to take as hard of a hit, especially not multiple hits. Well, we might be able to survive one more hit. I did have a useful trance 2023 challenge, difficulty impossible. I did it. I actually did legitimately have an incredibly useful trance. Well, that's 3. Ethers for everyone. We're in Lindblom. Are we in Lindblom? Hey, save. Oh, yeah. Another place to play Tetramaster with the wind. Oh! Jeez, that's one big fireball. Your moon! This is the birth of Gaia. That's Gaia? Over 5,000 years ago. It's gonna be way over 5,000 years ago, my man. That ain't how planets work. What's above the ladder? See for yourself. Terra reaches the peak of its prosperity at this time. The people believe that their future is secure. Ultimately, that very hubris led to Terra's demise. Thus, I was created to deal with our plights. Yeah, incredibly young world. 5,000 years old? Are you kidding me? No shot. Listen, I don't expect writers to be scientists, but you should at least pass that one by should run that one by some scientists before you let that one go out the writing room. Oh, hello. Mace of Zeus. Mace. Is that a Vivi weapon? Vivi using maces now? Deus Volt? Deus Vivi? Deus Vivi indeed. Listen, I am used to licking the walls in this game. I don't need to be directed to each and every thing. I am more than capable of licking the walls in this game. Oh. I am gonna warn you before you nuke yourself. Doomsday hits, quote, everyone. Oh, hey, it's the Earth Guardian. Hello. Interesting. So how are you supposed to use Doomsday then if it hits everyone? I didn't check to see how much damage this did the last time I used it. Zantetskin. Zantetskin means the sword which cuts iron. You give everyone shadow absorption, BB becomes the best healer. Ah! How much damage is this done? 3933. Not an incredible amount of damage. Oh. Well, I can't accept that. I cannot brook Vivi not being in this fight. Oh, okay. Get missed, but that's a terrifying effect that for me to see an enemy to have when I'm not prepared for it. I want frog drop. We're gonna bounce flare off of Dane. Ooh, level 5 death? Question mark? Is that gonna kill anyone? I haven't been paying attention to my levels. Okay, it did not kill anyone. I'm surprised it wasted a turn casting it. Bahamut. I am surprised that that he wasted time casting level 5 death, knowing when the game can see that it won't affect me. Usually, like, especially boss monsters are usually coded to avoid wasting time with moves like that. It did get returned, although I had no doubts that it wasn't ever going to do anything. It did not surprise me that that did not have any effect upon being returned. Get missed. Get mega flared. Bahamut is really not interested in showing us his full animation tonight, is he? God, does anybody even need to be healed right now? Not even. Oh, well, now Vivi does. Yeah, I've cast Bahamut like 8 times tonight, and he has decided he is not interested in showing his true form tonight. I think I'm just gonna have you attack once. Oh, death on Vivi! I didn't even see the countdown. Shit. I did not see the death counter on Vivi. I should have... Is there any chance you'll get to cast the spell before you go dead? Not. How bad is this gonna hurt? Okay, bad enough. There we go. Look at that. I'm learning. Oh, he returned it. And he died. No. Bad phase. Rip Vivi. Oh shit, man. This is big bad problems. Miss maybe? Nope. No chance. What is it? White wind. Get Vivi to the point where he's not on death's door. Hit the bad guy. Live, maybe? Vivi lives. That should have been a Cura. This is gonna be White Wind again. This is... Everybody keep Vivi alive. Does the boss have a count? No. No, Dagger has a count on her. Dagger's about to die. Ha! Don't die during the death cutscene? Nice! That's all 4 of them. That's 4 for 4. I think we're ready. But the count was above its head. I think it was just a perspective thing, but yeah, it was hanging over Dagger. Dagger had the death counter on her. All right, anything in this room before I... Oh, well, I guess never mind. Whoa! There's nothing. Is this it? Is there just nothing else? This is space. Space! 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 I'm in space. Space! 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 Your journey is not over. Do not fear. Step forward, and you will be closer to the truth. Go, Zidane. It's easy for you to say. Nope. Oh god, it's the end of Getting Over It by Bennett Foddy. This is trippy as shit. Hurts my brain. I am not technically in control of anything. I mean, I can... Gotta find the egg. Oh, okay, so I am sort of moving around. What the fuck? What are you? Red Clipper. Ow. Oh, man. Alright, that did nothing. Uraga. This was just a regular random encounter, by the way. I love that they just drop frogs on people. Seems to be fairly effective. You have entered a new realm. There are no more worlds. There is no more space. Follow your memory, your original memory, and march forth. Garland, what exactly is our memory? Why can I remember other people's experiences and events that happened before my time? Garland, please, tell me. Do not limit memory to just one individual's experiences from birth. That is only the surface. Every life born into this world, whether natural or artificial, requires a parent. And that parent also requires a parent. Life is connected, one to another. If you trace the roots of all life, there exists one source. The same can be said for memory. Okay, so it's the common ancestor, universal ancestor theory plus genetic memory. All life constitutes an intelligence that holds memory beyond experience. Memory is not isolated within individuals. It is an accumulation of generations of memories that continues to evolve. You can say that memory and evolution go hand in hand. But most life forms do not understand the true nature of memories, which explains why most memories never cross paths. So, what am I going to find by tracing back our roots? A presence that presides over all life and memories. It's a crystal. The crystalline entity? Are we in Star Trek? Crystal. You are on your own now. Dane, take care of Kuja and protect the crystal. Farewell. Garland, wait! Garland! Even if I've created to serve one purpose alone, I do not regret being born to this world. The crystal that Garland was talking about? It's time for us to find out the truth. It all comes back to a crystal. It's all very Final Fantasy. It's always crystals. Oh. Final Fantasy started with the crystals of light, after all. Ooh! Wait, what? It's the same thing I just fought, but he's crystal. I got a palette swap. Get reflected, idiot. I would laugh so hard if this actually worked. Of course it's not gonna, but I would have laughed so hard if that just killed him outright. It really is a freaking boss rush from... like some kind of Metroidvania. Doing this game is a level out of the original Final Fantasy isn't surprised that the origin is a crystal. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. Final Fantasy 1 was all about the heroes of light with their crystals of light. Ooh, that didn't do a full 9999. Alright, he died much easier than the actual boss. Oh, except he glitched out. See that one frame, he was back to his like original standing animation. The animation decided it was not sure where it wanted to do. The players occasionally fluctuated. Alright. No. Probably because Vivi's like shockingly low level. I didn't actually realize until we got in here that Vivi is much lower level than I thought that he was at. Got a bunch of elixirs that I can use in these boss fights if I want to. Oh, shit. Did I just go back the other way? Fuck me. I went the wrong way. Is this the original Final Fantasy theme? Is this a remix of the original Final Fantasy theme? That's so cool. Such a good song. It's also the character gen music from Final Fantasy 15. Or do you mean 14? 14 was the MMO. There is no character generation in Final Fantasy 15. Yes, that'd be Final Fantasy 14. Kuja! Nice of you to come. I'm surprised you beat the 4 chaoses that I created from the crystal's memory. But you're too late. Take a good look. Isn't it beautiful? It is in fact pretty beautiful, I have to admit. It's the original crystal. This is where it all began. The birthplace of all things. Once I destroy it, everything will be gone. Gaia, Terra, the universe, everything. Your lives and memories too, of course. Shut up! The only thing that's gonna be gone is you. I'll take you out right now. You honestly think you can beat me? Even if you do, Gaia's already doomed. Its assimilation by Terra has begun, and the Aoife tree will incite a cataclysmic destruction of Gaia. It's all over for you and your friends. See, I win. Either way. Doesn't matter. Even if Gaia is assimilated, the planet will remain. We'll start over to make a new home. Kuji, you're nothing but a coward. If you're gonna die, leave us out of it. Yeah, I like that. Take your ball and go home. Why should the world exist without me? That wouldn't be fair. If I die, we all die. Zidane, you will be my first sacrifice. Oh, here we go. Boss fight music. Although this is generic boss fight music, I have a feeling this is not the only fight we're gonna have here. I have a feeling we're in a bit of a boss. Oh, that's not even. What the fuck is this? It's not even Kuja. Death guys. The hell is this thing? Was opening the fight up with meat. He just killed Dagger in one shot. That's gonna be a problem. $400 damage. This pet, fun fact, you can go and save after the fight. I mean, he just killed Dagger outright with a turn 1 meteor. We could be in trouble here. What do I even do here? Wind? Quinn is not gonna... He's gonna go before Quinna does. Okay, we lived. We lived. Hold on. Hold on, we're alive. Meteors mean a lot of times damage highly fluctuates. Okay, medium damage across the board. We're just gonna heal through that, no problem. Dagger's about to trance. I might actually hold her turn until she does trance. I might hold her, unless something like devastating happens. I think I'm gonna hold her turn. Oh, well, there's Quinna's trance. Oh, big hurt. Auto life. I had auto life on Quinna. Not Mighty Guard. Wait a minute. Alright, now she's going off. I want you to... You're gonna trance, so I want you to summon Bahamut. Even though I would like you to probably do some healing this turn. We can't have that. I want you to summon Bahamut. You're gonna attack. Quinn is gonna White Wind and hopefully survive to the next turn. Full. Shouldn't I guarantee a full animation summon? Oh, fight over? Well, there's 2 trances down. How did they beat Death, guys? You really think you can beat me? Okay, well, we spent 2 trances on it. I thought casting while in trance... Oh, I guess because I issued the command before she actually went into trance. Okay, I am gonna go heal. Thank you for letting me know I can just go back and heal. Bye-bye, Danger Flap Flap. I'm gonna pop a tent. We're just gonna... Let me just... I'll be right back. Let me just go pop a tent and save. And I'll be back in a second. By the way, it's a room in this dungeon that you have to get to within, what is it? I think it's 12 hours of gameplay. It's a room in this dungeon that you have to get to within 12 hours of gameplay in order to get Steiner's Excalibur 2. And if you looked at the clock on the save screen there, you'll realize that it took us 58 hours, including all the grinding I did off stream. Yeah, you have to get all the way to that in 12 hours of gameplay in order to get Excalibur 2. Just wanted to point that out, since I happened to look at the time. I can't believe you beat Death, guys. Well, my time is almost up. Time to die, everyone. All right. Ah, See, here it is, special boss music. Here we go. Oh! We will rock you. We will rock. Oh, he's gonna do the same reflect thing himself. God damn it. I hate that. Trance Kuja. Get summoned on, idiot. Actually, I'm gonna summon Odin. It's like half the MP and it does about as much damage. We're gonna do Mighty Guard. Oh, I hit him real hard, 7,500. I guess it did a bit less damage, huh? Didn't do as much as I thought it did. He's casting Flare. This could suck. BB live? BB lived! I live, bitch. Fuck! I miscast! No, that was return magic. Oh, the return magic got reflected. Auto life, though. That was return magic. That wasn't Vivi's turn. I was trying to figure out how I did that because I haven't miscast anything. That was, oh, that was return magic. That was brutal. Blair's star, I think Vivi's dead. I think everyone's dead. Two people are dead. Man, you don't even retarget that on something useful? I think I'm dead. I think I'm super dead. Oh, he reflected that back on himself, though. So that's nice. How is he able to attack so fast? I can't keep ahead of his damage. That was at least nice. Someone's using a Phoenix down, right? Please. Which is a high speed stat. Yeah, he's attacking so often. Fuck! God damn it all! Well, Vivi's dead. Quinn is gonna have to use a Phoenix down on Vivi. How did you... Oh my god, are you kidding me? No part of this makes any sense to me anymore. I don't know how it missed Vivi. Most insane series, the most insane confluence of events are happening right now. And I am just not able to follow any of it. This is the most insane confluence of events is happening. And I'm just trying to stay ahead of his damage. Thankfully, I'm doing fine now. And I can start actually putting out damage of my own. Oh! Phase change, or are we done? I'm going to die anyway. I won't have to be afraid anymore. But I'm not gonna die alone. You're all coming with me. Phase change? Ultima! Oh. Did we do it? Next fight comes out of left field, don't be surprised. What? There's another fight? What happened to the crystal? Where is this? You stand before the final dimension, and I am the darkness of eternity. Who are you? All life bears death from birth. Life fears death, but lives only to die. It starts with anxiety. Anxiety becomes fear. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. The only cure for this fear is total destruction. Kuja was a victim of his own fear. He concluded he could only save himself by destroying the origin of all things. The crystal. What the heck are you talking about? Why are you telling me all this? Now the theory is undeniable. Kuja's action proves it. All things live to perish. At last, life has uncovered this truth. Now it is time to end this world. What do you mean by that? I exist for one purpose. To return everything back to the zero world, where there is no life and no crystal to give life. In a world of nothing, fear does not exist. This is the world that all life desires. Who the hell do you think you are? You're not ending anything. Never. Not as long as we have the will to live. Foolish creature. Your fears have already deluded you. One day you will choose destruction over existence, as Kuja did. When he sought to destroy the crystal, the purpose of life ended. Now come, enter the zero world that you desire. No! We'll destroy you and prove it wrong! And through our memories, future generations will see that we can overcome any fear. Can't give up now. We have to fight together. Even if we lose, it doesn't matter. Our memories will live on inside others. So even if we are born to die, I am not afraid. I'm gonna live! Oh. How very interesting. Oh, everyone's at one life. Even my reserve troops. Well, then I guess we're going with this team then. I leave everything in your hands. Oh. Don't screw up. Yeah. The Goku Spirit Bomb, take my energy kind of shit. I am unworthy. Accept my powers. It's appropriate that Steiner's energy would go to Vivi. Promise me you'll win. Oh man, I get a chance to inventory and everything? This really is it, isn't it? Hill of Despair is the location listed. I wish I could save. We've come too far to lose now. Let's just wrap this up and go home. All of us. Okay, what are we actually fighting though? Whoa! It's fucking Rorschach! You make it so you could use Doom, whatever. That probably would have made sense. I don't know if I have all the items that I need in order to make sure everyone can get Shadow Immune. Or Shadow Absorb. I don't know what items give that. It's fucking Rorschach. Look at his face. What the hell is this thing? Alright, Zidane went down to 1 health right away. That's a great start to the fight. Pumice Piece makes Garnet absorb and Vivi's robes grant immunity. Necron is the name of this enemy. In case anybody hasn't, in case anybody was asking. Oh my god, yeah, he's taking very little damage. Mighty Guard. Okay, get double reflected. These two are going to take a hit. Okay, very little damage. Unworried. And then you're going to get the other ones reflected onto you, probably for a little over 1,000 damage. Not a big deal. Grand Cross. Okay, what is this going to do? I like having Dagger up. Oh, his like rings align. What the hell? Yo! What the fuck? What is this? Holy shit. What status effects? Like every status effect. Hold on. What does everybody have? Sleep, trouble, doom. Oh my god. Alright, hold on. Elixir Quina. Does Quina have Angel Snack? You were zombie? That was one of your effects. Hold on. Hold on. I have no idea what to do. Okay, yeah, shell yourself. That's perfect. Let's get Dagger back up. Think. Heal Quina? Or cap off our health? I think I need to cap off our health first. I don't think it'll matter. I'm gonna hit by blue shockwave either way. That's alright, you went down to 1. That's living. Oh, shit. Miss. How did a Phoenix down miss Quina? What just happened? Grand Cross, we're in up Shit's Creek again. Jesus, this ability is like a... You need to reuse holy water to remove zombie first. I don't even think I have any holy water. I don't even have that. Everyone's probably dead here. I'm dead. 2 are dead. Vivi's turned to stone. Zidane is counting down. I think I died. Magic tag is the item. That's very frustrating. Okay. So on top of... Make it so you can use Doomsday. Okay. Dagger is Pumice Peace. Absorb Holy Shadow. Okay. And Vivi has the Black Robe. Raises Shadow Elemental Attack. Absorb Wind Water. I don't think his robe actually does that. Egoist's Armlet reduces shadow damage by 100. Doesn't absorb it, though. Shadow Elemental damage reduced. Raises Wind Elemental attack. Oh, wait a minute. Is that Golden Skull Cap actually better? That's just straight up better. Why are you wearing that? Actually, that's even better. Although, actually, I think this is even better, because having a high magic defense is going to be pretty important for Vivi going into these fights. So I think that's even better. Yeah, the Egoist's Armlet. It's a sharp reduction in evasion, small reduction in defense, small reduction in spirit, but it does make a shadow damage. What does the Inkai Armlet do? It does nothing special. It's a shadow damage, reduced by 100%. Alright, let's take that. Earth damage, reduced by 50, raises water elemental attack, not very helpful. Absorbs water and wind. Alright, he's very heavily resistant to magic now with that setup. Quina... You can also take the Egoist's Armlet if you need it. Nothing talks about Shadow. All elemental damage reduced by 50% though is kind of huge. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna put on you. Quinn is gonna take the Protect Ring. And possibly the Egoist's Armlet. Zidane is taking 50% less shadow damage from the wrist. And 50% less from the Demon's Vest, so I think he's actually fine. As is. Dagger absorbs from the pumice piece. So, I mean, I can make everyone immune, or at least mostly immune. Not you. Her. Them. And then cast a bunch of Doomsday. Let's see if this is any better. But we also want to check abilities, because I need to turn on some of these, like... What are some of the ones I definitely saw that were big problems? I mean, Death I couldn't deal with. I can't deal with Doomsday. Or Auto-Death. All those are included. But Sleep I saw... Stop I saw. Stone I saw, not Stop. I saw Stone. So Quinn is already blocking Stone. Petrify off of Jelly. That's what Jelly does. Grand Claws can inflict almost every status effect. Well, Body Temp, Insomniac, and Jelly. I think Quinn is about as protected as can be. I'm going to turn off Counter. Counter does not seem to be useful in these last couple fights. They're not being just auto-attacked. Auto regen and auto life are huge, though. So let's turn on Loudmouth. Clear-headed. Zidane. Turn off Maneater. I'm gonna turn off Counter. I'm gonna turn on Body Temp. Jelly. I'd like to turn on something like Bright Eyes or Insomniac. I'd love to turn on Insomniac. I guess I can turn off Accuracy Plus. I don't think I need that. We'll turn on Insomniac. Dagger. We'll turn off Healer. You don't need that. Turn off Odin's Sword. I'm not actually using that. And we will go with... I want Insomniac so bad. Problem is that doesn't give her enough stats to put on anything else. Half MP might not be important. We might not go through her full set of MP. We can at least try. We might not burn through her whole body of MP. Jelly. Clear-headed Locomotion. Again, Loudmouth I'm less scared of. Vivi. MP plus 20. You can take off MP plus 20. I'm going to take off Return Magic. I don't need Vivi returning stuff into Reflect. It's a powerful ability, but I don't want him returning stuff into Reflect. Okay, that's everybody. Alright, we are now potentially more prepared for this fight. You asked if, at one point you asked if Quina has Angel Snack, and I believe yes. Oh, I guess not. How did I miss that one? I thought I went through the full list and, like, decided what I did and didn't want. Also, Auto Life. I forgot Quina has Auto Life on their spell list. I should cast Auto Life on... So Quina themselves has Auto Life, and so does Zidane. I should cast it on Garnet to start the fight, on Dagger to start the fight. I thought I had gone through every blue magic ability that I wanted. Alright, here we go. Round 2. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that on the lists of stuff. We'll start with Bahamut. Let's start by just casting... That's right, I do remember seeing that on the list, and I decided I didn't want it. But I didn't realize that that was going to be such a big idea. But I do remember seeing that on the list. Let's go with Mighty Guard. Where is it? Mighty Guard. I have a feeling he's gonna hit me with something really hard this turn, so I'm gonna preemptively cast Cura on everyone. Yeah, no, I'm like, now that you mention it with the using 4 remedies, that was like, I remember that being like, I remember seeing that and being like, I feel like I don't need that. Alright, well, I guess my preemptive casting of Cura was unnecessary, but... I'll hit you with Bahamut again. Flare Star. Here it comes. Probably nothing you're gonna be able to do this turn. Alright, yeah, we lived. Hit, yeah, hit Zidane. Casting Flare. Oh, 2 in a row. That's cheating. That's absolute cheating. Oh, except Vivi lives. Get actually wrecked. Vivi is so well defended. Get actually just wrecked. Yeah, Kuragi yourself. Magic defense for days. I need White Wind. Hopefully Dagger and Vivi live, because he's about to do a thing They probably won't live. Oh, he's gonna Kirog himself again. How nice! The AI is being very friendly to me right now. Whoa, 3 times in a row. I mean, kind of undoing like all my work, but at the same time, like... a single flare undoes like 3 of those. AI just wants to live. Just want to leave. Oh, come on! How are you able to... God, I got so close to actually, like, managing to stay ahead of this. And I'm just gonna be at 0 anyway. God, I was so close to actually coming out ahead of that. And he's gonna cast Holy... Get reflected. Alright, what can I do? What can I do? God, I can't really do much of anything, can I? I mean, cure yourself. Oh, White Wind's coming in. I kind of forgot that was happening. God, what can I even do here? Zidane's gonna hit him. Dagger's gonna cure herself, which was unnecessary. I forgot I had White Wind coming. Fine. I kind of want him to... It's fine, he's gonna go first anyway. Who's this targeting? Quina? Quina might live through this? Oh yeah, Quina lived just fine. So Dane is gonna actually attack, and then you're going to Kira BB. Please let that go off. Oh, does it not matter? Are we done? Alright, we got through this fight. Alright, next fight we're gonna see how well Doomsday works on the big bad. So Vivi will be healing... When we cast Doomsday, Vivi will be healing Garnet, doing some small amount of damage to Zidane, and full shadow damage to the bad guy. That's what's going to happen every time we cast Doomsday. So Doomsday is not actually all that much better than casting Flare, except that it's going to heal Dagger. And it does not require a target to already have Reflect on it. But that doesn't really matter, because the only time that'll matter is if, like, everyone else is dead. So the benefit that Doomsday has over Flare in this fight is that it's going to heal Garnet. That's like the main thing to pay attention to. It's going to heal Dagger. All right, we're going to go with this team. I'll be interesting to see if Zidane actually takes damage or not, because he's got 2 sources of 50% damage reduction, so I don't know if that's additive or multiplicative. If it's additive, he just takes 0 damage, but if it's multiplicative, he'll take 25% damage. Sacrifice isn't a terrible ability. Sacrifice. That's one of Zidane's skills, right? I almost never use any of Zidane's skills. I've never even really looked at them. Alright, you pain in the ass. Let's do this. Okay, looks like Vivi is gonna go first, so we'll cast... Since Vivi's going first, we're just gonna cast Flare. It also costs almost half the amount of mana. So we're just gonna cast Flare on Zidane. We're gonna open it up with that. He's actually gonna start with a Flare as well. You are going to auto life on Dagger. You are going to do nothing this turn. You're just going to attack. I am in focus mode. I am in super duper focus mode. You know what I want to do? I want to shell yourself. Casting a Cast All Blizzaga. Vivi's going to take almost no damage from this. And I think Quina took honestly no damage either. Alright, Dagger is fine right now. Question mark? Yeah, he's returning, so we're going to cast Flare again. That's the return from the Blizzaga. Blue Shockwave is going to reduce somebody to 1 health. That's Vivi. Dagger now has auto life on her. Shell's coming out. I think I'm gonna frog drop. Dagger's gonna Kiraga the whole party because I know a big attack's coming. Okay, an attack all Thundaga. Vivi's dead, unfortunately. That really sucks. Was kind of hoping Vivi would live. And now Dagger has a useless spell queued up, so that's... Well, maybe not that useless. Here comes Grand Cross. With an animation that takes 8 years. At least it ain't Supernova. Could always be worse. Could be Knights of the Round, Knights of the Nine, Knights of the Round. That's what it was called. Alright. Certainly some interesting status effects happening right now. Yeah, Zidane's dead, probably. Quinn is dead because they got zombified and then Kiraga'd. But that's gonna be auto life on them, so they're still zombied through the grave, huh? Okay, what do I need to do here? Mini, Berserk, Blind, Float. Quinn is zombified. Zidane is... I don't even know what that is. Venom and something else. Venom and Berserk. What do you even do in this situation, man? Think. I think it is Berserk. That makes sense. Think. What do we do in this situation? Zidane's fine. Don't think about Zidane. Quina needs a magic tag before I can do anything. But it's not going to matter because we're going to get Neutron right. Yeah, Quinn is dead anyway. Oh, because of auto regen. Damn it all. This run's probably over. Because I can't control Zidane, and Dagger's about to waste a second turn in a row. I mean, the magic tag technically still went off. Quina is technically healed. Miss on that. We're gonna... What do you even do here? I think I've got to... Oh, you didn't... I already commanded you. You don't... I don't get to control you. Right. You're berserk. You're berserk, so I can't control you. It's like nothing I can do here. Now I have to survive a whole combat round in order to heal everyone up, which it's just never gonna happen. See, and the one person that Vivi could possibly heal doesn't need it right now. And I don't want to cast this Doomsday just in case it actually bounces off of... just in case it actually hits Zidane. Please go first. Oh my god. Oh! Hands off the controller? I don't have control anymore. I defy your fate. What do you do? Did I do it? Is the will to live that powerful? Did I do it? No fucking shot. Never even casted Doomsday. No fucking shot. Vivi can carry the whole game. Reflect 2x. Reflect 2x Flare carries carried the whole end game for me. As long as there is life and death. Vivi with 2x Reflect Flare carried the whole end game for me. On his back. Okay, so what the fuck was Necros then? What was that? Where'd that bad guy even come from? What has he got to do with anything? You alright? Yeah, but look what's happening. What Kuja said was true. The Eva tree is beginning its violent reaction. What's going to happen? I don't know, but it doesn't look good. We just don't talk about that. Fair. I doubt anyone could have survived that explosion. No! Captain! They are still alive. What? Where are they? Over there. The Hildegard is probably closer. You, the tall one. Sir, Hagen, Pluto Knight the 8th, ma'am. Didn't ask for your name. Contact the Hildegard right away. Yes, sir. Ma'am. Sir. Please be alive. Sir, we're receiving a transmission from the Red Rose. Punch it up on the main line. This is the Red Rose. You're not General Beatrix. Who are you? My name is Mikoto. Everyone is alive. You are very close to them. What? How did you know? I can hear him. Oh! Prepare to land immediately. Nothing about the design of these ships indicates that they should be able to land on the ground. It's the Hildegard 3. Looks like Sid came to rescue us. Sid! Thank heavens, you're all safe. Come quickly, we don't have much time. Also, all of our members are, like, alive. I guess that was more like a symbolic... I guess it was like a symbolic giving of energy, not a literal one? Damn it. What's wrong? Why don't you go on ahead? I'll catch up with you all later. I have to take care of something. What? He's still alive. He can't be. Sedaine, what are you doing? What do you mean he's still alive? Steiner, take care of Dagger. Don't, what? What do you mean by that? Who's just still alive? I can't just leave him. This is ludicrous. Just because you two are from the same planet doesn't mean... That's not the reason. Come on, Sedaine. Why are you doing this? Because I might have done the same thing if I were in his shoes. I probably would have fought against you guys and wreaked havoc on Gaia like he did. I know it sounds crazy, but I know deep down inside I have to do this. You're not crazy, Sedaine. But you go help Kuja, not good idea. It's too dangerous. Can't just leave him. There's no way I could live with myself. I'm going. You're making a big mistake. Maybe, but we all have to make big decisions in life sometimes. For me, now's that time. I have to face up to it, just like Phoebe did when he confronted his fears to find out about himself. That was a big decision for Phoebe. I don't know about that. I don't think it was really a big idea. A big deal. That's what you think, but I might not be doing this if it weren't for you. You definitely taught me to take life more seriously. Well, you're obviously not going to change your mind, so I'm coming with you. The principle of knighthood requires that one assist his comrade in times of need. I shall accompany you as well. Oh, wait a minute. Like I said, it's my moment. Don't butt in. You guys will have your own someday. Besides, you guys have more important things to worry about, like Bermesia, Alexandria. For once in your life, why can't you be honest? Sorry, but I can't. Can't just walk away. Goes against my nature. You're a real simpleton. Forget it, guys. There's no stopping this fool. What are you still doing out there? Get aboard right now! Come on. Let's just leave him and get out of here. That guy will never change. Alright, you heard the man. Get out of here before it's too late. Sedaine, I love you! You better come back! I'm just so done with this shit. As usual. Sedaine, I need to eat more different foods. I'm still hungry. You need to come back. Take me more places. Show me more food. Simple enough. Still can't believe you're doing this. You've changed, Sedaine. Imran is in a perpetual state of done with his shit. Even when he, like, quote-unquote loosened up after the castle, he's still just, like, done with his shit. He's just done with his shit in a more, like, helpful way. Sedaine, you've taught me another big lesson in life. Thanks. Sedaine. Princess, we must go. Dagger. I mean, Your Highness. The abduction is over. I can't take you any further. Sorry for being so selfish. Well, you're not being selfish. You've done so much for us. If it weren't for you, I probably would have led a meaningless life. With you, I was able to see so much of the world and meet so many people. We faced many hardships too, but I think I finally know what's important. I'm so fortunate to have met you, and I'll never forget our trip together. Thank you, Zidane. I love that Steiner's just like standing guard here, like it's very similar to what he did at the very beginning of the game, watching guard over like her while she slept after we got out of the forest, but like it's got such a different like meaning to it now. Like he's not watching her to be protective of her directly. He's not like lording over her. He's like letting her do her own thing. He's just kind of there. He's giving space instead of trying to occupy space. I like that. Yeah, he's giving space instead of trying to occupy space. Miss me one thing. Please come back. Because previously he was there to occupy space, to fill the space. That's what he was always doing. All right. I mean, Zidane is out of his mind. I don't know what the fuck he thinks he's doing right now. Kuja, can you hear me? I'm coming to get you. You still have time. Forget about me and go. Shut up and stay where you are. They better give Zidane his happy ending, otherwise I'm flipping the table. I don't understand you. Alright, here goes nothing. Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that they're superimposing his actual 3D model over the 2D animated graphics. This I don't like. Oh! It probably looked way better in the original, but with the high def 3D model, it's super weird. I say high def, but like higher pixel count. It's a cool action sequence, though. Very reminiscent of the beginning of the game again with Evil Forest. Oh! Ooh! Nice turnaround. Oh, except we missed him. Ugh. Still alive. Yeah, how are you still alive? Is a great question. I guess that was pretty crazy. We just like got close to him, had a nice action shot, a turnaround, and then whoop, right past him. Hey, are you all right? It's a Dane. What are you doing here? I thought I told you to go. Wouldn't you do the same thing for me if you knew I was dying? I mean, no? No, okay, never mind. Your comrades were able to escape. Yeah. I knew you had something to do with it. I'm glad they made it. Yeah, well. It's our turn to get moving. Save the party. Save the parties in the style of a certain flamboyant cretin. I noticed that it was the rune teleportation. It was the like rune circle teleportation that got us out of the Necron fight. So he pulled us out of that fight. Then he's the only reason we're alive. I don't deserve to live after all that I've done. I'm useless to this world. No one's useless. You helped us escape, remember? After you guys beat me, I had nothing left. Nothing more to lose. And I finally realized what it means to live. I guess I was too late. Hey, don't you go dying on me, all right? Well, fucking rip. Rest in pepperoni. Just beat him some Phoenix down. Kuja, what you did was wrong. But you gave us all one thing. Hope. We're all created for the wrong reason, but you alone defied our fate. We do not want to forget this. We want your memory to live on forever. Wait, what do you mean? Zidane is the one that shirked off. We're not created for the wrong reason, that our life has meaning. Zidane was the one that shirked off the mantle. Kuja followed the mantle right to the freaking grave. What do you mean Kuja's the one that gave you hope? Zidane was the one that almost fell to the mantle and then discarded it. So this is Alexandria. Pick up the pace, will ya? I don't believe it. Vivi? Wait, is this from the past? You know, Puck. Prince of Bermesia? Oh! Wait, what? You're a very special person because you taught us how important life is. Ah! You're leaving soon, are you not? Hardly wait to see everyone. Alexandria, I went there many years ago. How long will it take to rebuild Bermesia? Don't care as long as I am with you. Did he get his memory back? No? Okay. So they fell in love all over again. That's cute. It's too bad all that happened off screen. It'd be cool to, like, see their actual relationship. Taught me that life doesn't last forever. Why we have to help each other and live life to the fullest. I'm to say goodbye to this room. Save the queen, you have served me well. My duty is finished here. Farewell, Alexandria. Is she going off to live with Steiner? Even if you say goodbye, you'll always be in our hearts, so I know we're not alone anymore. Hey. Why are you going to Alexandria? You're not going? I never said that. Hey, wait! I was born how I wanted to live. Thanks for giving me time to think. Good food not only delicious. Good food made with heart. Very important when cooking for friends. Aw. Cute. Doing what you set your heart on. It's a very hard thing to do. We were all so courageous. Hurry, hurry! We gotta get there before the play begins! There's no need to hurry. Theater ship is no match for my new ship. The new Hildegard is the fastest ship ever. Do I have to remind you? You said the same thing about the theater ship. You said, Father. Oh, did he adopt Aiko? That's so cute. Oh. She called you Father. Oh, that's too cute. Say it again. Ah! What to do when I felt lonely is the only thing you couldn't teach me. We need to figure out the answer for ourselves. Such a good ending. Where are you going? Don't ask. My mind is already set. Listen to me. Oh, doki 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 doki. Ah! Ah! Wish we could have gone on more adventures. I'll have to say goodbye someday. This is so saccharine sweet. Archer's comebacks. We're almost there. A long time since we saw Alexandria. Let's give them a show they won't forget. Yeehaw! Break a leg, people! Oh, so Vivi's life's ending. Or whoever our narrator is. Beatrix decided not to leave after all. Dagger let her hair grow back out. Never be the same. Have to let go of the past. Have to move on just like you taught me. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's performance is a story that takes place long, long ago. Our heroine, Princess Cornelia, is torn from her lover, Marcus. She attempts to flee the castle only to be captured by her father, King Leo. Tonight's story begins when Marcus and Cornelia decide to run away together. And now, Your Royal Majesty, Queen Garnet, Lord Steiner, Lady Beatrix, noble ladies and lords, and our rooftop viewers, Tantalus proudly presents I Want to Be Your Canary. Marcus? Sweet Marcus, thou be happy, married to a lowly peasant such as I. Prithee, call me princess no more. Marcus, wilt thou truly cherish me, the king's only daughter? Or such a desire too dear to wish for? After our nuptials, shall I become no more than a puppet? A mindless puppet, never to laugh, never to cry. I wish to live my life under the sky. Times I shall laugh, at other times cry, for no life is more insincere than that lived as a masquerade. So much consideration thou hast given it, but worry not. Cast away thy trappings of royalty, and I shall swaddle thee in a gown of pure love. Never again will I part from thee. Pray, my love, make me thy canary to keep forever in the cage of thy bosom. Let us embark on the first ship tomorrow before dawn can tell. All my fortunes at thy foot I lay, and I shall follow thee throughout the world. No clouds, no squall shall hinder us. Text boxes move very quickly in these scenes. It did so at the very beginning of the game, too. Your love is the sweetest joy and the wildest woe. All I wish is to be by my sweet Marcus's side. Aye, it shall be war again unless this marriage is stopped. Ne'er must I let their plan come to fruition. Good day to your highness. Good day. Wish thee of Marcus? Marcus, what news dost thou bring? This. Ugh. I got violent very quickly. Time for our departure is long past. Where's Cornelia? Marcus, the ship soon embarks. Board you this boat alone, and peace could come to both kingdoms, as Blank so said. Speak, Marcus. She told me that she would not live without me. The sun is our enemy too. The eastern sky grows bright. Will we not spread our wings as yonder birds in joyous flight? Hark, Marcus, they cannot wait any longer. The ship departs. Could she have betrayed me? Nay, now would my love speak false. I must have faith. She shall appear if I only believe. As the sun lends me no ear, I pray instead to the twin moons. I beseech thee, wondrous moonlight, grant me my only wish. There he is! There's our boy! I knew it. I knew it. There's our boy. It's so cheesy. Oh, Steiner and Beatrix say no. Oh. I get the symbolism there, but that wasn't really a choice. She should have just turned back and scooped it up. She wasn't like on a time limit or anything like that. I get the symbolism though. Trust me. I get. Oh, yeah. Beat him on the beat his chest. It's so cute. Look at all the little BBs. How did you survive? That's a great question. Didn't have a choice. I had to live. I wanted to come home to you. Ah, it's so cheesy, but I love it. Sing your song. Our song. Next song might give you trouble. Oh, do you mean like stream troubles? Or like VOD troubles? All right, hold on. We're gonna mute it for you guys. If you want to hear it, you can find it online. I'm sorry. Thank you, Filippo, for letting me know. But I'm already having some troubles because apparently somebody has made a remix of the battle theme that exists, and they put it up for Content ID. And every so often, if everything is just perfectly right, one of the battles in a game in one of my VODs will trigger it, and I have to like put in a dispute in YouTube every time. So I'm already having some troubles with this playlist or with this. I'm surprised the song's in English. Did they make an English and a Japanese version, or was the original Japanese version and in an English song? I'm curious. They really go through the process of making 2 songs, an English and a Japanese version of this song? That's really cool, actually. That's really cool. It's a nice song. It's a rock ballad. It's a very pretty, very well sung, like sort of soft rock ballad. This is really cool. Sorry I can't play the song for you guys, but it is a beautiful song. Yeah, we had that's a really good wrapping up of everybody's story. So, like, so what are your thoughts on finishing the game? Okay. My thoughts on Final Fantasy IX. As a kid, I got to the like outer continent and started poking around out there. So relatively early on in the game. And that's about as far as I ever got. So I was aware of most of the characters and sort of what their stories were and what their struggles were. But having seen it in full now, so the story that we've been told, the story that we've been given, was pretty much entirely in the end. Almost no part of this, like the game spent 90% of its runtime setting up the sort of secondary characters, and like only like 10% of the time telling about its main core theme. Now, its main core theme was hidden in part of that 90%. But it never really, it set it up okay, but I'd say it's a little bit weak in the setup for its main story. So what is the story? The story here is a story about, I initially called it nature versus nurture. That's not the case here. The story that they're telling is about shirking off the mantle that you've been given, right? When you're, as a child, you have these expectations, societal expectations, parental expectations that are put upon you, and you can either accept those or you can shirk them off and you can go do your own thing. That's the story that's being told here, right? The sort of baseline expectations that you had and whether or not you're going to accept them or you're going to go off on your own path and choose your own fate. That's the story here. This is played out through all of the characters in a very interesting way, but it's all very sort of under the surface. I feel like they could have built more on top of it. So starting like you know, with Vivi is where it was hit the hardest during the actual storyline, right? Because Vivi, you know, was created by the mist to be a weapon, but gained sentience, gained, you know, free will as a small, as it turned out, and as it turns out, a small percentage of the black mages did so. He's not the only one. And so he's got to deal with the fact that, you know, not only was he built to just kill and to not have a soul and to not care, but he's also built to only live a small period of time. Like, he's only there to be used and discarded. So he's got to find out what to do with that and how to deal with that, right? And he has like a breakdown, and we have to like help him through that. Dagger deals with the fact that she's born a princess, right? But she was always the tomboy type. She really wanted to go out into the world and really enjoy and explore out there, what's out there, right? So Dagger is playing around with the idea that she's destined to be queen, but wants to be more. She doesn't think that while to the rest of us the idea of ruling a kingdom is like a big deal, to her it's not. It's to her the what's important is getting out there into the world and sort of exploring and meeting people and stuff like that, and seeing all these things that she only got to see in her books. So when she has the opportunity to get out of the castle, she takes it, right? It just so happens we were there to already do that, but she was going to come with us no matter what. Like, she wanted us to take her, even if that was not our initial goal, right? She came to us and said, "Get me out of here." Steiner does the same thing in a very slow burn way, right? He's like a knight. He's bound by the rules of chivalry and his sort of twisted perception of the rules of chivalry. And while he follows that to a T even to the end of the game, he comes to the understanding that like life can't just be based on a simple code, right? You need to have more complex understanding of individuals and their relationships with each other. You cannot just follow a simple dogmatic code. So he shirks off that expectation as well. You know, a lot of the characters have these sort of side stories, but you don't really necessarily see the through line until you get to the very end. And this is what I say, only like 10% of the time is it actually like cementing these concepts. And I think it could have done more with it. The last boss fight came out of nowhere, and I don't think there does not seem to be a proper story explanation for why there was a final boss fight. That fight you could have just racked up the Kuja fight and made it the last boss fight. I don't know why they needed to put in some god of death character. I don't really get it. You could have just made the Kuja fight more. We'll go ahead and turn this back on now. You could have gone ahead and turned the Kuja fight up a few more notches, and made that it. But overall, presentation was very good. The settings were very good. The characters were awesome. Vivi, Filippo in chat, you said that you're in the camp that Vivi is the main character in the major story. Yeah, I get that very much. Vivi's... here, I'm actually gonna... We're gonna come over here. Vivi is the heart around which the story revolves, right? Initially, everything is driven by the princess, right? And by the fact that that our main character is attracted to the princess, and he wants to follow her, and she's got ideas, right? Like she knows there's something wrong with her mother. She wants to go help her mother, so she gets out of the castle to find the opportunity to do so. Once she's free of the castle, her first thought is, all right, now that I'm free and I've had a moment to breathe and collect myself, I need to go back to the castle and like snap her out of what's going on here. So then we have to go chase her down because she goes to do that off on her own. But then very quickly we start to develop that the story is actually about Vivi, and Vivi he needs help. He is lost and without family and without friends, and now he's finding out that his whole existence might be some form of lie. And so now we have to help out Vivi, and it's finding answers for Vivi that control a big chunk of this main story. And it leads into, and it is of course his story that is reflected so heavily in Zidane's story at the end. So it's a great game. Presentation wise, I think it was very good. Combat system was more, had more depth to it than I had remembered. The return to character archetypes, as was mentioned, this game was a love letter to the original Final Fantasy. The return to character archetypes was a very strong part of the game. It gave every character a very strong core identity in combat, as well as on the game map and in dialogue. Games where the characters can like pick up, especially Final Fantasy VII suffers from this quite a bit, where the characters are very, very unique in dialogue and while out on the world map and stuff like that, but in combat they can be quite samey because every ability can just be shared across every character. So Final Fantasy VII in particular suffers from this. Final Fantasy X does as well, although only towards the very end of the game because of the sphere grid system. Final Fantasy X can also suffer from this problem. But Final Fantasy IX does not. All the characters are extremely unique at every part of the game. So it was a character-centric story. I'd say probably 8 out of 10. As a combat, gameplay-based game, 6 out of 10. I mean, JRPGs, it's an older JRPG. It's an early 2000s JRPG. So it is what it is. The combat system has a lot of cool depths and tricks to it, especially the Reflect ×2 trick. Playing around with Reflect in general. The summon mechanics are pretty straightforward. The white magic system is... The white and black magic systems are mostly simplistic with a few of those exceptions. The equipment all having secondary stats on it that only shows up when you like examine it can, I imagine, lead a lot of players who don't have assistance or a guide to not really understand what's going on with some of their equipment and why some of their equipment's better than others. Even I didn't check those for most of the gameplay till like the very end there. So some of the mechanics and systems are a little bit obtuse, but it's not obtuse on purpose. Like, they clearly want to give that information to the player. They just didn't really know how to do it, so they put it in like in the describe menu. Because it's not like they were hiding that information. So like elemental resistances and stuff like that inherent in gear and stuff like that. The ability system I liked quite a bit. I'm a huge fan of that kind of ability system that requires you to like either you know, gun through the game at a great speed and thus leave some potentially useful abilities behind, or stop and gate your progress a little bit and like unlock everything to make the ending part of the game easier, or at least, you know, more possible. Now that I'm at this point, what do I want to do with this game? I don't know. I'm thinking that I do want to at some point come back to the super boss fights. There are three identified super bosses in the game, plus a fourth that's kind of there. One of those super bosses I already don't have access to because it was time gated apparently, and I did not know that. The Tantaran boss is time gated. You can only get to it at certain points in the game, which I did not know. So that's not accessible to us, but there is still the Ozma fight, the Hades fight, and the Friendly Yan fight if you want to take that on. So we might do those at some point. Other than that, I mean, there is a number of like treasure hunting quests and trying to get your treasure hunter rank up, but a lot of that is also missable and time gated, so you kind of have to do that from the start of a playthrough knowing 100% what you want to do, so I probably won't be doing any of that. So, like I said, maybe I will look up the strategies inherent in the super boss fights and we might do that, but other than that, I think we're probably more or less done with this game on this channel. I had fun with it. I'm glad we did it, and I'm glad I finally can add this to my list of games that I've beaten. Right now we're playing... So, tomorrow we're going to be on the Xenosaga run. We're still playing Xenosaga as part of Finish Line. It's a beautiful experience. It's a great game. The ending wrapped it up very nicely as well. I haven't even really talked about the ending yet. The ending wrapped it up very nicely. It gave all the characters their own little finish and ending. Aiko got adopted by Sid and Hilda. Vivi managed to have some children and continue his legacy and the legacy of the Black Mages in general. Steiner and Beatrix got together. Looks like Amaret maybe even found a partner in Lana. We managed to see Freya get with Fratley, even though he doesn't have his memory. They managed to fall in love all over again and get to at least like start over. I wish I would have seen more of that relationship. Like, I wanted to see more of that. Like, we got literally one conversation with Fratley in the whole game. That's it. That's all we got. We got like 2 major conversations with Freya leading up to that. Then we had that one conversation, and that was it. Freya's entire story was done. Like 5 minutes of dialogue across the entire game. So I would have loved to have seen more of that relationship and, like, you know, had Fratley show up more. He really just, like, it's literally just like, hey, Fratley disappeared, we don't know where he went, and like, then we find him and he's just, and we're like, oh my god, where have you been? And he's just like, I've just been wandering, who the hell are you? And it's just like, oh shit, there's like, it's just an amnesia story. Like, there's nothing else there. He doesn't tie into the main story. He literally just got knocked on the head somewhere, lost his memory, and that's it. Sad. Very sad. But Freya's a badass. Love Freya. Hugh was hilarious. Quina was hilarious. They're great. Yeah, no, it was good. As a character experience, the game was incredible. As a character study experience, the game is incredible. Absolutely love it. All right, so yeah, we're gonna finish up. Xenosaga now. We're probably, I'm not sure how far we are into Xenosaga. The game did need Quina. I agree. The game needed Quina as a sort of comedic relief, and also just to like set forward just simple to like Occam's razor, not Occam's razor, but like Hanlon's razor, to like Hanlon's razor right through some of the heavier conversations and just be like, life isn't that hard, guys. We live, we eat good food, and then we die. Life's not that complicated. Why's life gotta be complicated? Sometimes you need to be reminded life does not need to be that complicated. So it's really cool. Yeah, we're gonna finish up Xenosaga, and then after that we're gonna pick something else to play for the finish line. This has been an incredible idea. This has been an incredible experience. I've been absolutely enjoying running through these older games that I never got to finish as a kid. So I've got a great list of ones that technically fall in line and could count for a playthrough. So I'll have to make a decision on what the next game I want to play is. It could be another Final Fantasy after we do Xenosaga. I mean, Final Fantasy, technically Final Fantasy VII counts. I never beat it, but like I already know all the twists and turns that story takes, because how could you not at this stage of life? So I probably won't ever do 7 on stream, and 10 doesn't count because I already beat it on my own. 8 I never really liked much, so I'm a little bit iffy on that one. The 12s are absolutely out of the question. Or sorry, the 13s are out of the question. 12 is possible. You wouldn't do 8? Yeah. So, what is next? Legends of Dragoon, I have been reliably told by chat, has recently had an HD release, or a remake. Legends of Dragoon is a game that I played as a child, and would absolutely play again. But we also might go a different route than like JRPGs. We might try and go down a different kind of route. Some kind of, I don't know, some kind of adventure game, maybe like sort of action-y adventure game. There were a whole lot of those in the Xbox and PS2 era that I played the hell out of and never finished, so I don't know. I'll compile a list of a handful and see if people have any opinion. But right now we're finishing up Xenosaga, so thank you guys very much. My name has been Tanis Fugit, and this has been Final Fantasy IX on the finish line. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired. My voice hurts. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Xenosaga. Thank you guys for stopping in. Ochtanis! Bye-bye!